Let's go.
Hello everyone, what is going on? It is the Ninja Reviewer here, and it is time for the long-awaited moment that I'm finally going to review the one game that I've been playing for months on end. And, you know, it's kind of like people playing, Destiny for, like, God knows how long for many months now. Which people didn't think it was going to be that great at first until they actually played it for so many months and now realizing it. Why on earth are we still playing it? And exactly what is my opinion, thoughts on Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Now, I've been playing this game ever since it first came out around the end of February on PC on Steam. It's available for all HD consoles and even for the last gen consoles as well, for the PS3, the PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One, of course, as long as PC as well. So, what I think of this game, is this game really great? Is this game really worth it? Can you live your life like a Kamehameha? Can you charge up to Super Saiyan? Can you whoop people's asses in a way better than Ultimate Tenkaichi couldn't do? Well, that's for me to decide and you guys to find out. So, here we go. This is my review of Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Dragon Ball Xenoverse is pretty much like the Dragon Ball fans' wet dream. Picture yourself as being your own creative character and thinking to yourself, what would it be like if I were to be the one to actually kick Frieza's ass, or Cell's ass, or Majin Buu's ass, or just any other hardcore DBZ villain's ass in general? Well, I know I'm saying the word ass a lot, but besides all joking aside though, basically, this is a what-if game if you were actually to be your own character with its own unique actual story mode. The story mode to this game is basically there was a time parallel universe where it's ran by Future Trunks for some reason, and it's actually a parallel world that's being screwed over by a time god called Demigrad. Demigrad's pretty much screwing up the timeline pretty much with these two other underlings, and it's up to pretty much your creative warrior and Future Trunks and a new character called the Supreme Kai of Time to actually save the actual time parallel line universe before it gets completely destroyed and wrecked by the time god Demigrad. So that's pretty much the whole story in a nutshell. When it comes to the story in general of Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse, I gotta say, it is really, really well damn creative. In fact, not only that, but the cutscenes in this game are actually quite really good as well. The cutscenes in Dragon Ball Xenoverse kind of feel like you're actually watching a 3D anime come to life. But not only that though, what I really like is the interactions you get with your own creative character and Trunks, or I should say Future Trunks, of the time parallel timeline. What I really like about it is it actually acts like its own OVA or just actual own special movie. In my own personal opinion, this would really actually be good for an actual series of its own. And it's really something creative and unique, unlike all the other times, when it would basically just reuse the same old sagas over and over and over and over again, playing the same roles, playing the same characters, etc., etc. You pretty much get it by now with all the Dragon Ball Z games that have been releasing for pretty much all the past years. But when it comes to this game, though, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, the creativity in the story is just perfect. Meaning, this is the ultimate story that we have been dying for years. Something creative, something new, so the series can feel fresh. Keep on resorting to actually having the same things over and over again can resort to boredom and just uncreativity. And this is why a lot of people give up on the DBZ games most of the time. However, though, when it comes to Xenoverse, that's not the case. Xenoverse has its really own awesome, brilliant creativity that can keep this game going for future releases, meaning I would love to see a sequel when it comes to the story, especially the way it ended, so I'm really hoping that there's actually more future threats when it comes to this timeline, and hopefully in the next game they actually do cover the storylines of all 13 movies, which I think will be pretty good, well, maybe including Battle of Gods as well, but who knows. The possibilities could be endless, unless they keep making this game brand new and fresh with DLC packs, if Namco Bandai really wants to pour out the money, but we shall see. Okay, you heard me rambling on and on about how original the story mode is and crap like that, and now let's get to the most important part, and that is the gameplay. How is the gameplay compared to Ultimate Tenkaichi and many other Dragon Ball Z fighting games? Well, I'm about to tell you right about now. Now, here's where the gameplay really shines for Dragon Ball Xenoverse. The gameplay really shines when it comes to these parallel quests and story modes. When it comes to these different type of quests, there's just so much variety of stuff you can actually do. Like, for example, you can actually just go on and hunt for Dragon Balls. You can go out and actually just, do very certain conditions in order to actually beat some of the quests. Not only that, but when it comes to the parallel quest, which I think is personally my own favorite part, you can actually team up with a whole bunch of different people. Besides offline, you can actually ask some people online to beat some of the quests with you, which I think is pretty awesome. But when it comes to the core of the gameplay, this is the extent of having, think of this as the Tenkaichi games. Well, actually, not even Tenkaichi. The game pretty much represents more of its old predecessor from the last game, which was Battle of Z, except amped up on steroids and pretty much 50 times better than what we got from Battle of Z. Battle of Z pretty much felt more of a clusterfuck when it came to pretty much teaming up with a whole bunch of members and trying to fight. It was very clunky, and the gameplay just didn't really live up to the hype as they expected. However, though, when it came to Xenoverse, it lived up pretty much more to the hype than, well, anything else pretty much, because with the hype with Xenoverse, it was actually real, and I mean for real, it was definitely real. When it comes to the customizations, it's just so much better to do. With the customizations, there's like endless possibilities of creating so many awesome warriors. However, though, unlike Ultimate Tenkaichi, there was only about limited of hairstyles and colors and armors, which really pissed me off and why I really hated it. By the way, if you really want to check out that video, I actually have it down in the description down below. Maybe I'll put it there if I find it, if I'm lucky enough. The actual rant I did on Dragon Ball Ultimate Tenkaichi. Lol. Anyways, though, adding that little thumbnail aside, though, when it comes to the gameplay of Dragon Ball Xenoverse, it is not only basically a fighting game, but it's got MMORPG elements that make it really cool. Of course, there's a lot of level grinding, and I mean a lot of level grinding. Like, you're not going to find yourself in easy situations. Like, you think it's like, okay, you're going to beat these guys, it's going to be a cakewalk, you're strong enough, you got this in the bag. No. Apparently, it's a grind fest all the way through, meaning you really have to grind your warriors up to a higher level in order to succeed more in the story. Not to mention getting a lot more items, getting a lot of power-ups, special abilities, ultimate moves, regular moves as well, and also the moves that you actually learn from your masters, whichever master you got, in order to succeed in actual story modes. Otherwise, you're going to have a really difficult time. Besides that, also the parallel quests will give you a hard time as well, so please be cautious on what level you're choosing it on in order to actually complete and level grind. So how's the music in Dragon Ball Xenoverse, you may ask? Well, the music for this game is actually quite really good. It has some memorable tracks here and there, but there's some other tracks that don't really stand out too much. Some of them kind of repeat themselves from time to time. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. It's got some of that Dimps feel because, well, as we almost forgotten, Dimps is the one that actually helped compose the music for this game as well as developing the game as well. So when it comes to the soundtrack, I will say it's pretty good for the most part. There are a couple of memorable tracks that I really do like, especially some of the boss battle themes, which I think are actually pretty nice. Other than that, the soundtracks, they're pretty good, that match up the fighting well, and, I mean, they're not, like, fantastic, over-the-top, amazing soundtracks, like stuff I'll remember from them days, but other than that, it's pretty good, and it fits well. Well, the only other opening that we get is Chala Head Chala, which a lot of people on YouTube can't really record that intro for some reason, because it contains a lot of copyright, which is kind of weird, because some people actually do include it on some of their playthroughs, while others, they have to do it because it's not just YouTube, but also with PlayStation 4, if you try to stream it and record it, it will block out the audio for the opening, and then it won't actually play the original audio for the game until the intro is actually finished, which, yeah, I think it's pretty stupid that Sony had to do that, but good thing I got the PC port. Awesome. So I got the PC port of that, which is actually pretty good. Well, actually, besides me actually using random gameplay footage, I am going to be showing you my creative character and showing you pretty much the modes that you can actually do for online and etc, etc. And the online for this game, while the servers at first were kind of a bit lacky when it comes to actually connecting to a server, it took me hours and hours on end to actually connect. There's been server problems up the ass when this game was actually first released. But however, thanks to a few patches and waiting for a while for the servers to finally get fixed and healed, and pretty much everything was resolved, and the online actually works like a charm. Like, barely nothing has been wrong, ever since I've been on the game and logged on. Maybe at a rare moment, it does it, but other than that, not really, because they actually did fix most of the issues finally. And there's going to be another DLC pack, by the way, which is going to be one more DLC pack that's going to be coming out about in the beginning of June, I believe, which is the Fukatsu no F DLC pack that's going to be arriving. I believe, yeah, it's the beginning of June. I don't know what day it is exactly. I gotta look at the information again. But anyways, yeah, so more content to you, which I think is pretty good. A lot of people are pissed because the DLCs are kind of a bit way too much money, and they're not really buying it because, spending $10 over DLC content for some stuff is kind of ridiculous. But hey, hey, if you got the season pass to it, you don't have to worry because all those updates will be for free. I didn't get the season pass to it because I didn't know if it was really me worth getting, to be honest, so I just bought them when they were actually separately released, because I was a little unsure how the DLC packs were going to work out and how they were going to play out, but they seem to be working out quite well. I'm really excited more for DLC Pack 3. DLC Pack 1 wasn't so bad with the GT stuff. Yeah, it wasn't so bad with the GT stuff. DLC Pack number 2, I think I liked better than DLC Pack number 1, even though DLC Pack 1 was kind of cool because we got the Tuffle map, which I think was nice. But when it comes to story-wise and parallel quests, I think the second DLC pack was like pretty much better. I know that's just my opinion. But now I talked about a lot of great stuff in this game, like the grinding, the music, the graphics, the gameplay, everything. Is there anything really negative to say about this game? Well, I mean, the only negative thing is that you're going to be on this freaking game for months and days on end just to level grind, but that's not really a bad thing, to be honest. Now, my view of this game has changed from being like, it's pretty good, but maybe it'll get better when I play it, and by God it did. It became one of the best DBZ games I have played in like God knows how long, and it is just such an awesome treat. So in fact, it's one of my top favorite games I have played in like 2015, like thus far. I mean, 2015 is not even over yet, and we still have the summer to get through. Of course, fall again, and then the last of winter before the year ends. So, yeah, so besides that, I would say this is one of my top favorite games I played, besides Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1, which, by the way, I'm going to review that at probably... I'm going to work on that soon, because Rebirth 2 is on its way, so definitely going to give you thoughts on Rebirth 1. So, yeah, when it comes to this, I'm also going to be showing you, as a special treat, my created character of Dragon Ball Xenoverse and who I created, and also give you my final thoughts on this game, because really, to be honest, I can't think of any other negative thoughts about this game. Really, I mean, it's really hard for me to think of negative thoughts on this game. Things that could be better, I would say maybe some of the story mode could have been a bit better. Okay, fine. When it comes to nitpicking, okay, there are a couple nitpicks here and there that I will get to. The story mode, there are certain scene events which I wish they had, like Majin Vegeta is not in it. When it comes to Super Buu, there's no Ultimate Gohan Buu, there's no Gotenks Buu, it's just Super Buu, and it's like, what the hell? Why didn't we add those characters in the actual story events when we actually had to fix the time peril? Which I didn't understand that. Instead, why couldn't we just have those guys absorbed, which would have been fun, but apparently they didn't have enough space to add them in. I don't know, but anyways, that's the best explanation I can pretty much give at this point. Anything else in particular? Well, okay, it's a little bit of nitpick. The game is not perfect. There are some story events that could have succeeded in actually being in the game, but unfortunately, it didn't really work. So, I really wish hopefully Majin Vegeta can be hopefully in the next game. Maybe the fusion of Buu can be in the next game, if there is a sequel, which I really hope there is. So, I think that's really the only nitpick I have about this game, really, to be perfectly honest. And, okay, the other nitpick I do have is that there are certain parallel quests that seem completely unfair and complete bullshit. Like, there's this one ultimate quest where you're supposed to actually defeat Gohan, Goku, and Goten at the very end. And most of the time when you get to most of those people, they have become the most ultimate spammers. Unlocking Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I'm telling you right now, is a pain in the dick to do, because there are certain parallel quests that will give you some time and a run for your money, especially when it comes to challenge difficulty and some unfairness. When it comes to the ultimate spamming and ways to dodge it, it's complete bullshit in certain cases, and I really wish they could have patched some of these parallel quests, because some of it did seem about unfair. I swear to God, I almost thought I almost broke my fucking computer just trying to beat some of these quests, and it was frustrating as hell just trying to do all this just to get Super Saiyan, just to get one fucking character, mind you, while everybody else wasn't as difficult. And I'm like, God. And the time limit. It's the stupid motherfucking time limit. Okay, I'm going on a little bit of rant here. That's the fucking time limit that pisses me off sometimes. Like, you have to do this in a certain amount of time. You have to be fast, you have to be quick in order to do some of these. Otherwise, you fail and you have to do it all over again. So, the time limit is not your best friend in this game. So, you really have to struggle your way to actually beat them. But other than that, this game is actually really great. In fact, my score has changed over so many times I have played Dragon Ball Xenoverse. And now, as a special treat, I'm going to show you my created character and my final thoughts on the game in general. Alright, so as promised, I'm showing you guys my created character. Here she is, Sonata Dusk. Well, actually, gotta go to play, customize. Yeah, we customize. No. I think it'd be customized. How the hell do I show the? No. Trying to change like the. There we go. Ha! Found it. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom right in. Wait, how do I do it again? There we go. So here it is. It's all zoomed in. Very awesome. So that's what she looks like. That is Sonata Dusk from Equestria Girls, as you can see. So guys, thank you so much for watching my review of Dragon Ball Xenoverse. My final score of the game is going to be a 9 out of 10. Definitely going to be one of the best Dragon Ball games I played. My only issues, again, just a little bit of nitpicks when it comes to the overall story. I really wish I could have added certain elements that could have made the story mode kind of a bit better. Also, some of the DLC packets, even though they have like all the extra characters, are kind of lacking, you know, just like a little bit. So there are, you know, some things with that too, which I really wish, you know, they could have. Well, actually, no, it's not even that. Like, again, the only reason why I give it a 9 out of 10 is because, you know, certain characters should have been in the game from the start. And not only that, when it comes to the DLC stuff, I really wish they could have added more into the bunch. Besides, like, the GT characters weren't so bad. Some of them are just kind of like poor decisions. So I'm really, hopefully, that DLC pack number 3 might be able to be really great, because it's the final one and it's going to contain all the Fukatsu no F DLC stuff when it comes to the newest movie. So again, that's why I gave it a 9 out of 10. So don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also check out crossover combos as well, as I'll be posting some online matches. I believe I already have one in processing right now, so don't forget to check that out as well. I'll put that in the link down below where you can check it out. Hopefully it's there by then. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out those awesome channels, and stay tuned for more reviews and other videos coming soon on this channel as well. Apologize for the lack of videos, but don't worry, I am trying my best to make a lot more and working my ass off with Sony Vegas Pro. So thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed. This is the Ninja Reviewer signing out, and don't forget, you have the power to turn into a Super Saiyan, and also you have the power to be the very best. The one that you never know. I'm making a Pokemon reference for no reason, which I don't know why. But anyways, signing out, guys. Peace.